would you do? When your rooftop vanishes in under 60 seconds, where would you run? When your entire city is swallowed by floodwaters and the waves rise right before your eyes? Do you have enough time to save your child? Enough strength to hold on to your aging mother? Enough calm to choose between a lifetime of possessions and a single breath of life? Morning of July 20th, 2025. Typhoon Wipha slams into southern China Category 13 winds. Torrential rain, seawater rising over 1 meter, 440,000 people forced to flee their homes in desperation. And in the middle of the chaos, a little girl stands on a rooftop, her eyes blank, waiting for rescue. A father swims through the flood, his child on his back, leaving everything behind. (6:18 a.m. to July 20th, 2025). Taishan City, Guangdong Province, China. A low rumble echoed from the horizon. Roofs were torn apart, trees flattened as if plucked by invisible hands. The sky turned iron gray, swirling clouds twisted like blades in the air. That was the moment Typhoon Wipha made landfall. Rain slammed against windows like bullets. Electricity cut off. Cell signals vanished. Sirens screamed. The last live streams were only howling winds and blurred screens. Outside, darkness swallowed the city whole. Within minutes, hundreds of homes lost their rooftops. Tin sheets flew like knives. In Zhuhai, waves turned white, crashing into seawalls as if to rip them apart. Children screamed. Adults clung to doors. The walls trembled. The city outside was being shredded. In Hong Kong, skyscrapers swayed. Scaffolding collapsed. Cars flipped in the streets. Subway shut down. Flights canceled. Over 250 people took shelter in emergency centers. Wipha didn't just arrive, it devoured everything in its path. Somewhere in the chaos, a father carried his child through waist-deep floodwater. In the distance, a black sky boiled above. People cried for help from rooftops. The storm was no longer someone else's problem. It was right here, right now. Just 48 hours before, Wipha was a tropical disturbance, but unusually warm waters fueled it into a Category 13 typhoon, with winds exceeding 150 kilometers per hour, spanning over 500 kilometers. By July 18th, China issued a red alert. Fishing boats returned to shore, schools closed, ports and airports shut down. A mass evacuation began. Early morning, July 20th. Wipha slammed into Taishan. Within hours, over 440,000 residents were forced to evacuate. Torrential rain dumped 250 millimeters in just 24 hours. Winds ripped up foundations. Seawater surged over 1.2 meters in low-lying areas. Wipha wasn't just powerful. It struck fast, changed direction, and targeted the most densely populated coastal regions. In Zhuhai, over 170 millimeters of rain, flooded major roads in just a few hours. Cars floated. People paddled makeshift rafts down highways in haiku. Over 40 streets were submerged. Rescue teams rowed rubber boats, knocking on windows to pull out the elderly and children trapped inside their homes. In Hong Kong, more than 470 trees toppled. Construction scaffolds crashed into parked cars. Over 400 flights were canceled. 80,000 travelers stranded at the airport. The city shut down in mountainous areas like Maoming and Yangjiang. Landslides severed roads. Rescue teams couldn't get through. Villages lost power, water, and all communication. In just 24 hours, Wipha displaced over 440,000 people, destroyed hundreds of homes, and plunged entire districts into darkness. Zhuhai. A little girl in a red raincoat stood on a rooftop with her elderly grandmother. They had waited for rescue for hours. When help arrived, the grandmother had nearly collapsed. The child didn't cry. She just clung to her silent eyes wide and hollow haiku. A father carried his son through the flood. When his wife slipped, he let go of their bags, pulled her up. Behind them, the family's only truck was swept away. "Dad, where's the truck?" the boy asked. He didn't answer, just held him tighter. 2 stories, 2 worlds, and 1 truth. A storm doesn't just take houses. It steals memories, peace, and the future you once believed in. Wipha is gone, but the scars remain. Over 1,200 homes damaged, cities paralyzed, clean water, power, and phone networks cut off. Hundreds of millions in damage, but the deepest wounds are silent. This isn't a one-off. Storms are growing stronger, faster, and more unpredictable. Climate change isn't distant anymore. It's right here, in every gust of wind, in every rooftop torn away at 3 a.m. The question is no longer, will another typhoon come? The real question is, will we be ready when it does? If we keep ignoring the signs, if we keep believing it won't happen to me, then Wipha is only the beginning. Remember the child in the red raincoat, because next time the eye of the storm could be right above you.